me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T Wil on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T Wil, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
Welcome, ATL sports fans. Welcome, Atlanta Hawks fans, Atlanta Braves fans, Atlanta Falcons fans, Georgia Bulldogs fans, Atlanta Dreams fans, Atlanta United fans. All ATL sports fans are welcome here at For My ATL Sports One, and welcome to our show, Sippin' Tea with T Wil. It's basically a 15-minute or less recap as to what has taken place in the world of ATL sports for the present day. Today we're covering, or actually this morning, we're covering yesterday, which is July 30th, 2025. But never you fear, a lot has taken place in that time frame. So without further ado, let's get to it. First and foremost, we're going to start with our beloved Atlanta Hawks. And unfortunately, we have to start on a somber note, everyone, as it appears that former Hawks owner Tom Cousins has passed away at the ripe old age of 93. Cousins did play a significant role in bringing the Atlanta Hawks to Atlanta, the St. Louis Hawks at the time, to Atlanta in 1968 and developing the Omni area where they played, which is now, as you know, referred to as State Farm Arena. So big ups, shout outs, and a rest in peace to Mr. Tom Cousins, who definitely played an integral part in bringing our beloved Atlanta Hawks to the A. Condolences to his family and to all who have known, loved, and, just experienced time with Mr. Cousins. In other Hawks news, Kristaps Porzingis, a recent acquisition that we got from the Celtics, expressed his thoughts on joining the team. And I tell you what, he's excited. As a matter of fact, he says that the Atlanta Hawks may even be a better fit than the Boston Celtics. That's right. I said the same thing. Really? But he says, yeah. I mean, essentially, he's saying that there was more pressure in Boston to win, I guess, because they did win a championship, and maybe there was pressure to repeat, which of course we know they didn't. And so maybe he doesn't feel that pressure coming back to the A, and maybe he can relax. Look, if Porzingis can stay healthy, we got a winner. Okay, he can shoot the three. He's big. He can play a little D. He can move. He is a definite asset on that floor if healthy. So very, very, very excited about Kristaps Porzingis coming to the Hawks. And look, they've made a lot of moves this year, right? They signed some key acquisitions. They needed shooters. They went out and got shooters. They needed height. They went out and got height. They got Trey all of the tools he needs, especially in this season where you have so many stars that are hurt. You've got the Boston Celtics, who are down a major cog. You've got some other pieces that are down. Of course, Damian Lillard was let go by the Bucks when he was injured. But the point is, if ever there were a time for the Hawks to make a move and try and go to the finals, it would be now. I'm not saying it's definitively going to happen. I'm simply saying if there was ever a time to do it, the time is now. So more to come on that one. We're going to shift gears to our beloved and beleaguered and downright just broken Atlanta Braves. Look, I love my Braves. I've been a Braves fan for 45 plus years. But I got to admit, this team doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere this year. They're 17 games under 500, and we're just not going to do it this year. It's just not our year. Our entire pitching staff is injured. That's right. Our entire starting pitching staff is on the DL. I know. Or is it IL? It's IL in baseball. Anyway, whatever. They're injured. Ronald Acuna, Monday night, I believe, suffered a grade 1 strain to his calf, and he is out for at least 10 games, retroactively back to Monday. But the tea that I'm brewing for you for these Atlanta Braves is not good. It's kind of bitter. I don't think the Braves are going to make the playoffs this year. So they will be sellers at the trade deadline, which, by the way, is later on today at 6 p.m. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but the Braves did make a trade today. They traded Rafael Montero to the Tigers for a middle league infielder, Jim Jarvis. So, hey, I mean, look, I don't know much about this Jim Jarvis, but no disrespect to Rafael Montero. He was kind of up and down, he was inconsistent, I would say. There were times where he was just unstoppable, and then there were other times where he was incredibly stoppable. So, hey, good for him. He gets a chance to go to the Tigers. Tigers look really good this year. They definitely look like they have a chance to compete for a World Series. So, good for him. That is the one of the first shots that I believe the Braves intend to do. I know there's some other moves they're looking to make. I know they definitely would like to trade Marcell Ozuna. Well, it's not that they would like to trade him. It's just that at this point, you're trying to see what you can get for him. They're probably not going to. Well, if they trade him, they're not going to re-sign him. Obviously, they're not going. I think he has an option at the end of this year. But if you trade him, obviously it wouldn't be theirs to pursue. So either way, I think the Braves will try and trade away Marcell Ozuna and probably Rafael Iglesias, as they are on expiring contracts. And that is one of their pillars that they're going to try and execute on tomorrow during this trade deadline. They're also buying for the future. And Alex Anthopoulos seems to be keeping an eye on the future and basically making affordable additions now that could pay dividends. So an example of this would be the acquisition of right-handed pitcher Tyler Kinley from the Rockies. Kinley has struggled this season, but he has a club option for 2026. This mirrors the strategy used to acquire Pierce Johnson, who thrived after leaving Colorado. So Pierce Johnson was not doing well in Colorado. And one thing about the Braves, they have an extremely astute analytic team. And so they may take a look at a pitcher and say, okay, he's struggling, but let's say that he uses his curveball 70% of the time. They may take a look at him and say, well, you know what? If he added a slider, or if he added a cutter, or if he threw the curveball only 50% and the changeup 30% more, he could be effective. And in some instances, i.e. Pierce Johnson, they have been successful. In some instances, not. But unfortunately, the Braves are corporately owned and corporately driven, and this is a part of their penny pitching for this year. Also, this would have been their third year over the threshold for payroll, and so next year I think they will have the opportunity to spend money as the clock restarts on them, and they would not have as severe a penalty as if they would have gone out and signed who they needed to sign, which was starting pitchers and relievers this year. So that is good for them. The Braves will probably be trying to buy low on some underperforming players. That's been a theme of Alex Anthopoulos during his tenure. And we will see. Obviously they're looking to rebound in 2026, and hopefully they can do that. Last but not least on the Braves, they want to hold on to their core. So I'm going to reiterate, Chris Sale is not going to be traded. I'm going to sip some tea on that. Because if he is traded, Alex, we got to talk. But I don't think he's going to trade him. I don't think Alex is going to trade him. I think he's going to hang on to his core players, and I think the Braves are going to be on the who ride in 2026. Hopefully they're going to sign some pitchers and some relievers and get a shortstop, and let's go. Michael Harris seems to have figured some things out. So Harris is good. Ozzy, I don't know. He's figuring it out, but we got to do something. We have a lot of issues to address in the offseason, and we will see what they do. Last but not least, our beloved Atlanta Falcons. Let's get an update on them at the training camp. They are actively looking for new talent. As a matter of fact, they had a workout for safety Jordan Whitehead, who visited them today. I don't know that there was a decision on him, but according to Mike Garofalo, Whitehead cleared to play after a January car accident. Brings experience to the Falcons, having started 101 games and recorded 11 interceptions in his career with the Tampa Bay Bucks and New York Jets. So I don't know. Looks like Raheem is looking at a lot of experience, or looking for a lot of experience rather. And Raheem's not playing any games. So it's going to be interesting to see just what they do. And if in fact they do sign Jordan Whitehead, and look at, if they do, come right back here to For My ATL Sports 1. And we will let you know whether it's on Sippin the Tea or any of the other shows that are actually on the For My ATL Sports 1 network on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. Last but not least, look at these Atlanta Falcons. That offense looks to be dominant this year. I believe they, you know what? I don't want to be wrong. I think they scored a minimum of 24 points last year, but I'm looking for them to score at least 28 points this year. And if they can do that, and that defense can, say, have a ranking of 19 or better, Falcons can go a long way. Falcons have a dominant offense. They have a quarterback that can sling it anywhere on the field. Of course, they have Bijan, like the mustard. They've got Tyler Algier, who's a wrecking ball. They've got Drake London. They've got Ray. They've got Kyle Pitts. I know that Mooney is on the shelf for a couple of weeks. They went out and signed DJ Chark, but you've got some other guys that are backing him up. Look at, you got Chris Blair, who's having a great, I repeat, great training camp thus far. You've got Nick Nash. You've got Casey Washington from last year. You've got some guys that can compete. You've got some guys that can go and get it. So look at, the point is, I'm excited about this Falcons offense and where they can go, and I'm excited about this Falcons team. So, yeah, I'm looking for great things. Those are my expectations, and God willing, they will come to fruition. With that being said, this is going to conclude our very first episode of Sippin' Tea with T Wil. Have no fear, though. This is going to be a busy day for My ATL Sports 1. As you know, we've got the Major League Baseball trade deadline that ends at 6 p.m. today. So, For My ATL Sports will be covering the trade deadline probably about 4:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time today up until 6 p.m. 30 minutes later, we'll crank it up again with What the Falcon, Home of the Brave, with yours truly, T Wil. And my guy, Scott Karasik, like Jurassic. And last but not least, we've got the night show, or the Thursday night throwback, sometimes throwdown, with your boy T Wil, Debo Vibes, and Jordan Burton. We'll be talking all things Falcons, all things sports, all things NFL. We're going to get to it. So it's going to be a full day. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you for joining me. Want to thank God for waking me up and giving me the ability to do this. Thank you to Eric Parker and my boy Jack Spade. And you guys have an amazing day. Go Falcons, go Braves, go Hawks. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
vibes, we're turning up the heat. T Wil on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play, bringing the thunder every single day. T Wil, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart with the soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be. T Wil, taking flight. Falcons and Braves, yeah, we're feeling right. So bring that energy, let the city resonate. With T Wil on the mic, we're gonna celebrate.